Culture Club.
MoneyFM 89.3. It is the evening runway. I'm Elliot Danker. It's time now for Culture Club. And according to research conducted by Women in Tech, women still only account for around 26% of people working in IT today. Well, it is an improvement. It used to be 19% in 2019. But if you think about it, the gap is still quite a bit, especially when you're throwing out words like gender equality, right? So still a long way to go. International Women's Day 2024 is a day dedicated to celebrating the achievements of women globally and a chance for us to advocate for equality. Now, the tech industry certainly has a long way to go. So how do we shift the dial on inclusion through inspiration? On the line with me is Melissa Kee, who's the Chief People Officer at Temus. Melissa, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Elliot. I'm doing good.
Thanks a lot for taking the time. You are a female leader in a male-dominated tech industry. But let's start off by talking about your role as Chief People Officer. I understand you took on this role at Temus back in July 2022. So it's been about 2 years. How have your key priorities changed in this time?
Well, I think first of all, it's important that we stay focused on what's happening in the industry and at the same time prepare the workforce so that they are ready to respond to the changes. You talk a bit about the representation of female gender in STEM. I think, yes, it has improved. However, I think there's more work that needs to be done to ensure that we continue to grow the representation and ensure that that's a strong pool of female talent in the tech industry.
All right. You yourself have been in HR for, over 30 years now? And this role has changed so much. Any particular evolution stand out for you?
Well, I think for sure, for my role, it's important for HR leaders to understand the business challenges and respond to it, ensuring that the talent strategies are aligned to that so that businesses can respond in time. The other thing is also to ensure that the skill sets of our people continue to grow. And as we all know today, everyone talks about the Gen AI and how the momentum has picked up so much and how it may change the way jobs are being defined in the near future. So then how do we prepare the workforce and be ready for it? It's important.
Let's talk a little bit about this year's International Women's Day theme. It's called Inspire Inclusion. What does that mean to someone like you?
For me, it's about having a voice at the table and a voice that is valued and where there is proper representation. The contribution creates a desired impact for the business. So I don't believe that there should be representation for statistics, but it should be based on merit, based on capability, and of course the ability to do the job well.
I totally agree with you.
In short, the best talent wins.
Yeah. And we should empower women to be that best talent, right from the start, right from whilst they're in school. That's why there's a lot of talk about getting them involved in the STEM industry. I do wonder, Temus, they've got a bit of a tagline called Empowering Digital Transformation. Can I marry both worlds? Talking about empowering digital transformation. How do you approach this whilst empowering females within the industry?
I think, first of all, one of the programs that we're very proud of, we call it the Step It Up program, where we look to encourage more talents from outside the tech industry to apply for it and be part of this digital talent pool. So for us, then, what's important is that we give everybody a fair opportunity to be considered, right, regardless of the background. And it's beyond gender. It's also about experience and, the race and all that.
Mm-hmm. On the topic of tech, right, since, it's a bit of a transformative world that we're looking at, Do you think, and I guess this is a personal opinion, do you think AI can assist HR in that sense? Because they are not, the AI is not biased. The AI doesn't see color. Could they be a factor that helps to point out talent without any form of bias?
Well, I think first of all, we're getting into the era of hyper-personalization enabled by generative AI, and it is a very powerful force that we cannot deny. So to me, definitely for sure, yeah, this is something to watch and ensure that we continue to prepare the workforce with the right skills and learn the new skill sets that are needed in order to be ready for it.
Now, what advice would you give a woman, perhaps someone, who's in her career more junior to you, but is aspiring to be like you, aspiring to be a leader, a female leader in a tech company? What would you say to that person?
I think, first of all, it's important that one should be clear about the value that you want to create in any organization. Mm-hmm. The value and impact is important, because with that, then the opportunity will follow. And when that opportunity arises, it's also important to know what you want. Be clear about it, to articulate clearly to your stakeholders what are the type of roles, opportunities, and exposure that would help you grow your career in the organization. I think more importantly, while waiting for that right opportunity, continue to prepare yourself, whether through mentorship, sponsorship, or learning opportunities, so that when the opportunity arises, you are ready. But I think the other advice that I would give to all female talents who are looking to grow their career is to be prepared for making trade-offs. Okay. Trade-offs in terms of family time, relocation for the right opportunities, or even, understanding that sometimes, you will have less time for your children. Then how do you then balance all that to achieve your career goals?
Wow. I mean, you're probably the first person that I've spoken to about diversity that's willing to say to be prepared for trade-offs. I do wonder, though, and I guess this is a bit of a broader picture, in terms of trade-offs, would you like to see us men do something differently, do something better to ensure that women who are career-driven don't have to make as much trade-offs? Any personal wishes there?
Definitely. I think in my career, I have the opportunity to work with many great male leaders and who have been very supportive, and also ensuring that the right opportunities are given to the right talent. So for those leaders who are enlightened and supportive, please continue to do so. And for others who are looking for ways to encourage more women in the workforce to grow and become leaders, is to first create the environment where there is fair opportunities, and also to promote based on merit, not just based on the community or the network that one is comfortable with.
Yeah, and I suppose, within an organization, that also comes down to the kind of culture that's created. And you're the best person to talk to about this, being a chief people officer. Tell us a little bit about Temus's culture in terms of the strategies that have been put in place to ensure that there is that inclusiveness, to ensure that you promote female leadership.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in Temus, for sure, we do not differentiate whether, it is based on gender or not, for a certain roles, for example. It is very clear we look for the skills that is right for the role and for the job, and the right opportunities will be given to the right talent. And here I say talent regardless of gender.
And I know you mentioned earlier on the Step It Up Career Conversion Program. I just want to bring that back a little bit. I think it's quite interesting that you guys are doing this. Tell us a little bit about how this would be different from other upskilling programs.
Yeah. So for the Step It Up program, we believe in place and train. Okay. So meaning, once we have selected a talent, we give them a job. we confirm the job offer, and we will proceed with the training, a boot camp training for about 4 months, so that the talent can just focus on building the skill sets, knowing that they have a job at the end of the program. And that, to me, is the game changer, because there are competing programs where people are being trained, but there is no guarantee of a job. And I think for anyone considering a career switch, this is an important criteria, because they may have existing commitments that, they are taking risks with no guarantee of success.
Yeah.
And our job is to mitigate the risk so that more people can come forward and be part of this. And it's interesting. I mean, I have done many interviews as well with potential candidates. It is interesting to hear that from them directly that there are many people who are interested to build their careers in the digital industry. However, they were not given the opportunity because they don't have the right qualification or the right experience. But the challenge is that if we don't give them the leg up to even start the first role in a digital field, then they will never, ever get the opportunity. So that, to me, Step It Up is the game changer.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there are many layers within Temus itself, right? You've gotten me quite curious. If, let's say, if someone from the non-tech side of Temus were to come to you and say, hey, I'm thinking about taking up a degree, thinking about taking this program. I've had conversations where companies get insecure. They're worried, you're going to upgrade yourself. Now the budget has come out with upskilling dollars in, $4,000 up to, especially if you're above 40. So maybe you're going to run away from me. How do you approach those conversations?
That's a very good question, actually. So for me, the way I look at it is this. I think that organizations should not fear for their talent to leave as a result of the skills enhancement or upskilling, what we call it. I believe that organizations should invest in upskilling talent. Because together, if we do that, then the workforce will grow, right, and be upgraded and be ready for the future. So I believe that it is a responsibility rather than to take a zero-sum game for every organization to invest their talent for the future, whether they will benefit directly or not.
That is brilliantly put. I've been speaking with Melissa Kee, who is Chief People Officer at Temus. Melissa, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.